Hi everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back. So it is time again for monthly favorites. It is really shocking that 2 months of the year have passed us by already. I'm kind of glad that the year is moving quickly, or that this part of the year is moving quickly, because this is not the best weather time for us here in the Midwest, and I'm a little tired of the cold, so I'm glad it's moving quickly. But let's jump into my favorites for the month. I will say I don't have a lot of new things that are favorites. Well, I have a few things that are new that are favorites, but I didn't buy a whole lot of things this month. But I did want to share with you some of the things I've been using throughout the month and loving. So let's jump right in and get started. The first one is a skincare item. I started using this a couple months ago for my nighttime moisturizer, and it is the Skin Medica TNS Ceramide Treatment Cream. And I actually really like this moisturizer for nighttime. You could use it in the day too, because I don't feel like it's too heavy. I prefer my Benigma during the day. It just makes my skin look so smooth that I'm not like, that's my thing under my makeup. But this for nighttime is really nice. And I will say, from a price point perspective, this moisturizer is a really good deal. So this moisturizer contains the growth factors, that the Skin Medica growth factors, the TNS, so that is really good for anti-aging and getting the skin to turn over and getting healthy new cells growing and that kind of thing. And it's also chock full of ceramides. The purpose of this moisturizer is really to restore the moisture balance to your skin. And for me, this time of year, my skin gets so dry, but it's really about restoring the balance. So even if you're not super dry, you can use this. The other thing I really like about it is that the price point is really good. So I think this is a great moisturizer for mature skin, really for anybody, but it's very affordable. I'll put the price right here, and it comes in, I mean, this is a 2-ounce tube, so this is going to last a long time. It's in a tube. I like that it's in a tube. It goes on beautifully. I use, some heavy-duty anti-aging serums under it, and then this as my moisturizer. But this has some really good anti-aging ingredients in it, with the peptides and the ceramides and the growth factors that are in here. And at this price point, this is a really good deal. So if you're looking for a good moisturizer, I really do think almost anybody could use this, because it's not greasy, it's not heavy on the skin. I really like it. Okay, let's talk about some makeup type favorites. I am going to talk about a couple of things that I just talked about in my recent video, because they have absolutely become favorites. And the first one is this brush. This is Sephora brush number 47. Would you look at that beauty? It is dirty because I use it. I use it for 2 or 3 things every single day. It is really, it's just a slanted synthetic brush. It's made for foundation. I don't typically use it for foundation. I use it for putting my cream blush on, which I did today, and I use it for setting my makeup in my T-zone. You could set under your eyes with it. This is a really great brush. I love this line of brushes from Sephora, but this one has really impressed me. A lot of people ask me if it is similar to the Marc Jacobs brush that is shaped like this. It is, but it's not as big. So you can see it's much smaller, like the area is much smaller. It's also not as wide as his, and it's not as dense, which makes it, I think it's easier to use. It helps, because it's not as big and not as dense, the product is going to stay in a more precise area, which that's the reason I love it. I love this brush. I'm going to buy another one. Love it. Okay, also, I talked about this in my haul video as well. It is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. This is the smoothing primer. This is really great. If you have pores on your skin, or if you have fine lines, this is an amazing primer. I love the way this makes my skin look in my T-zone before I put my foundation on. I really love it. If you didn't see my last video, it has a really good applicator or dispenser too. I love this tiny little tube, so you don't get too much, and you can buy it in a 1/2 ounce. I bought the small one in the 1/2 ounce for $17. It's actually a better deal. Like, the 1 ounce is more than twice this, so I'm not sure what the thought process is there, but I really love this if you're looking for a good smoothing primer. It is silicone based, so if you can't use silicone, then it's not for you. But I find that my foundation, the It CC Plus, lays beautifully over this. So loving this. Okay, I did want to talk about, people ask me a lot about what I wear in my tight line. I wear a bunch of different products, but probably my favorite is the Urban Decay 24/7 Waterline Liner. You can see mine's getting shorter and shorter because I use it so often. I really do like this in my tight line. It does seem to stay put. Now, it does need a minute to dry down, so you're going to get a little transfer initially, and then once it's dry, you just wipe off what's on the bottom of your eye, and it never transfers again during the day for me. I also like that it comes in different colors, not just black. I wear Rail mostly, which is a super dark brown. It almost looks black. You can see it almost looks black. It's like a coffee brown. So, but it's just a little bit softer than a black one would be. So I really, really like this. It's very different from the other Urban Decay 24/7 liners. This one really stays put. Those for me did not stay put, especially on the waterline. This is great. At the end of the day, I still have makeup there in my water, you know, on my tight line, and it's hard to get off. So great product. Let's also talk about, I bought this quite a while ago and I haven't really sort of revisited it, but this definitely became a favorite. I like to set my T-zone with Laura Mercier mineral powder, and the loose minerals are really great to use, but they're very messy. And so I purchased the pressed version of them quite a while ago, and I do really like this. This is what I use to set my T-zone on most days. This you do have to buff in a little bit, so just like the loose minerals. And so typically I use just a small brush because I only put it, like I work it in here to hide pores, I work it on my chin and just up in this area of my forehead, and I usually use this little brush, this Makeup Forever 140. Because it keeps it in a nice controlled area. This is a nice soft synthetic brush for buffing the minerals into the skin, and then they just don't move. So I really like this. I have also just started using this brush for this, this Sephora 47, which works really, really well. It does, even with the shape that it is, I don't want to put it on my face because it's dirty, you can buff with it. So it does a really good buffing motion as well, or you can just press the minerals in and really sort of, you know, get them into the skin. The important things with minerals is that you buff them into the skin or press them really into the skin so they're not sitting on top of the skin. When you buff them like that, they kind of become part of the skin, and your skin just looks really naturally flawless, which I really like. So if you liked the Laura Mercier loose minerals and it was just too messy for you, or you just didn't want to deal with it, the pressed version really does seem to work just as well for me. I do think that you tend to pick up a little more product with this one. So I tend to have better coverage with this one just because you have more product on the brush, because it's, you know, it's so dense when you pick it up. But I really, really like it. And for those who are curious, I'm in the color Real Sand. That's the color that works best for me from that line. Okay, I will also say that I would be remiss if I didn't say I have been loving color on my lips. So I did want to talk about a couple of my favorites. They're not all new, but Ladybug is what I'm wearing again today. This is a beautiful, natural looking red. I think almost anybody could wear this lipstick. This is a Luster from the MAC line, and again, it's just a really pretty red. It does tend to be slightly warm on me, but I like that, so that it's just a really natural, easy to wear red. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, which I like, just because it disguises some lip lines on my lips and that kind of thing. I'm also loving Nice to Meet You, which is fairly new to me as well from a recent haul. This is more of a pinky red, but I love this. I'll swatch them next to each other so you can see. So there's that one, definitely much more pink. It's really bright on the lips though. I really like that one as well. And Crosswires is the other one I've been wearing a lot. This is not new to me, but it's a color, and I bought it a while ago and I never really used it, and now that I've been into color, I've been pulling this one out a little bit more. And this is more of a coral color. So there's that one. It's much more, I don't know how it's going to be in the light, but it's much more of a coral color. There's a little pink to it, but on my lips it's very much coral, and I really like that. It is a little lighter than the other two, but it is a lot of color. It's very bright when you wear it, and I like that. I've been totally into wearing, you know, bright colors on my lips lately, so that's been great. I think that is it for my favorites for the month. There wasn't a lot of them. I do want to talk about two other things. One of them is just an update. So I talked about a fail at the end of January, and it was an IT Cosmetics brush that I had purchased from Ulta that fell apart. So I did send it back to IT Cosmetics, and they did send me a new one. So I sent my brush off to them on the 28th of January. They gave me a postal thing. I put it in an envelope and sent it off to them on the 28th, and on the 25th of February I received a new brush from them. So it took about 4 weeks for them to take care of it, but they did take care of it. They did give me a new brush, the same brush, just, you know, so they did the right thing. I think the experience could have been better for me. I would have looked for something like a little better experience from them. I mean, the fact that it took 4 weeks, the fact that they made me send back my old one when they clearly saw pictures of, you know, that the first one had fallen apart, you know, that wasn't ideal. And also, it just came in an envelope. There was no, we're sorry you had that experience, blah, blah, blah. So it wasn't the best experience, but in the end, it did the right thing and gave me a new brush. So, you know, it could have been a better experience, but I still love their brushes. So they did the right thing, and we're all good. But I wouldn't call this, like, this isn't a favorite, but it's not a fail. I just wanted to give you an update. And now I'm going to talk about something that, for me, I'm going to call a fail for a couple of reasons. So I bought one of the Gwen Stefani lipsticks, and this is in a nude color, which, you know, is fine because I'm still wearing nudes, but this ended up being the color's not good for me. And so I bought Ex-Girlfriend, which is like, I thought it would be more of, like, there it kind of looks like it's this rosy nude color. On me it's very brown, and okay, there's about 10 swipes of it. You can barely see it. There's not a lot of color to this. And on my lips, it's very brown. So the color's not good. And I think, like, it's very sheer, which is not ideal. I'm not too thrilled about how sheer it is. The formula is nice, but it's very sheer. It feels good on the lips, but it's very sheer. So that for me is a fail. And another reason it's a fail is the packaging. Looks cool, it's cheap. This is a cheap piece of plastic. It feels very cheap. I have drugstore lipsticks that feel more luxurious than this. So I'm a little disappointed that, you know, the packaging is so cheap. It really is. And if you think about the other I was looking to see if I had another Urban Decay lipstick out here, because I own quite a few of them. Their packaging is not plasticky cheap like this. So I'm not sure why they did that with the Gwen Stefani lipsticks, but this is a fail for me. The packaging sucks, and there's just no, it's so sheer, so sheer. So even if the color worked for me, I wouldn't like it because it's just so sheer. Like, for a lipstick, I want a little more color. This is almost like a balm when you put it on. There's, you know, that literally is like 15 passes, and it's just, for me, this was a fail. So that is it for the month of February. It's hard to believe it's over. Please share in the comments with us what some of your favorites were, or if you had any fails. I'd like to hear about that as well. Also, if you have any of these products and you're enjoying them, let us know in the comments as well. That is it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all again soon.